The team is having issues, though, okay? Certainly at this point.
A lot of interesting quotes out of the Lakers right now. Don Nelson used to say you've got about 6 bullets you can fire at your team as a coach throughout the course of a season. JJ Redick seems to fire 6 a week. I don't think he's got a little 6-shooter. He's got, some heavy machinery. And then DeAndre Ayton, bigs can't feed themselves. Passive-aggressive LeBron talking about he doesn't have the ball that much. There's just a lot of weirdness coming out of the Lakers right now.
Everyone thought this Lakers team would be unstoppable. LeBron and Luka sharing the floor for a full season. The expectations were through the roof. But 32 games in, this isn't the team everyone expected. The Lakers are 21-11, sitting 5th in the West. Luka's leading the league in scoring at 33.6 points per game. Sounds great, right? Here's the problem. They went 5-7 in December. Lost 4 of their last 5. Austin Reeves just went down with a calf injury, and JJ Redick publicly blasted his own team after their Christmas Day loss. So what's really going on in Los Angeles? Let's break it down, starting with the man rewriting the record books. Luka Doncic is putting together one of the most dominant individual seasons we've seen in years. And somehow, it still might not be enough. Let's start with the numbers. 33.6 points per game. League leader, 8.1 rebounds, 8.7 assists. The man is averaging a near triple-double while shouldering the heaviest offensive load in basketball. Go back to opening night. The Lakers lost to Golden State, but Luka dropped 43 points with 12 rebounds and 9 assists in his first real game as the franchise cornerstone. That performance set the tone for everything that followed. Since November 15th, the numbers are even more absurd. Over that stretch, Luka is averaging 33.5 points, 8.4 assists, 7.6 rebounds, and 3.3 threes per game. He scored 30 or more in 13 of his last 16 contests. Just a few nights ago against Memphis, 34 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Another dominant performance in a Lakers win. When Luka is on the floor and engaged, this offense is elite. He's shooting 45.9% from the field, getting to his spots, making the right reads, punishing defenses in the pick and roll. The three-point shot isn't falling, just 31.7% from deep, but he's still manufacturing efficient offense through sheer will and skill. Here's the context that matters. LeBron missed the first 14 games of the season with sciatica. Austin Reeves has been in and out with calf issues and is now sidelined for at least a month. That means Luka has been asked to carry this team in ways that weren't part of the original plan. And he's delivered. If the Lakers can climb back up the standings, get healthy, find some rhythm, Luka has a legitimate MVP case. The production is there. The clutch moments are there. The narrative of carrying a star-studded roster through adversity, that's there too. But here's the thing about superstar-driven offenses. They can only take you so far when the pieces around you start falling apart. Luka can drop 35 every night, but if the defense is bleeding points and the secondary playmaking disappears, those individual heroics don't translate to wins. And that's exactly what's happening. The Lakers went 5-7 in December. They've lost 4 of their last 5. The more Luka has to do, the less sustainable this becomes. He's been everything the Lakers hoped for and more. The question is whether this team can give him enough support before it's too late. Because while Luka has been dominant, the man who was supposed to be his perfect partner has looked different. LeBron James is 41 years old. He's playing in his 23rd NBA season. No one in the history of this league has ever done that. And for the first time in 2 decades, LeBron looks mortal. Let's talk about what happened. LeBron missed the first 14 games of the season with sciatica, a nerve issue in his lower back. That was the first time in his entire career he missed a season opener. When he finally made his debut on November 18th against Utah, he became the first player in NBA history to appear in 23 seasons. historic, unprecedented, but also a reminder that Father Time is undefeated. The numbers tell the story. LeBron is averaging 20.2 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game. That 20.2 scoring average, it's his lowest since his rookie year. His usage rate has dropped to 24.2%, well below his career average of 28% or higher. He's touching the ball less, driving less, picking his spots more carefully than ever before. For the first time in the tracking era, advanced metrics show LeBron is slightly underperforming his shot quality. The efficiency that seemed immune to age is finally showing cracks. But here's where it gets interesting. When LeBron decides to take over, he can still do it. A few days ago against Memphis, he dropped 31 points with 9 rebounds and 6 assists. Against the Clippers in the NBA Cup, he had 25. When engaged, when the moment calls for it, the King still has the crown. The challenge is consistency. LeBron can't be the engine every night anymore. This roster was built with that understanding. Luka handles the primary creation, Reeves provides secondary playmaking, and LeBron operates as the ultimate wild card, a closer, a facilitator, a player who elevates everyone around him without needing to dominate the ball. In theory, it's the perfect late career role. In practice, it requires balance. And right now, with Reeves injured and Luka carrying everything, that balance doesn't exist. The question isn't whether LeBron can still dominate. He's proven he can. The question is whether this team can survive the nights when he can't or won't. Because at 41, those nights are coming more often, and the margin for error is razor thin. LeBron James is still one of the most impactful players in basketball, but this version requires the right circumstances, the right support, the right moments. And that leads us to the player who was having the breakout season of his life until Christmas Day changed everything. Austin Reeves wasn't supposed to be here. Undrafted out of Oklahoma in 2021, signed to a 2-way contract, the kind of player most fans forget about within a year. 4 seasons later, he was making a case for his first All-Star appearance. And then Christmas Day happened. Let's rewind. Before the injury, Reeves was putting together the best season of his career. 26.6 points per game, 6.3 assists, 5.2 rebounds, all career highs. He was shooting 50.7% from the field and 36.5% from 3. Elite efficiency on high volume. Through 23 games, Reeves wasn't just a solid starter. He was a legitimate third star on a contending team. Think about that trajectory. From undrafted to borderline all-star in 4 years. From fighting for a roster spot to being essential to a championship core. Reeves earned every bit of it through relentless work and an ability to deliver in the biggest moments. When LeBron missed the first 14 games, Reeves stepped up. When Luka needed a running mate, Reeves was there. He became the connective tissue between 2 all-time greats, providing shot creation, playmaking, and defensive effort that this team desperately needed. Then the calf problem started. In early December, Reeves sat out 3 games with what the team called a mild left calf strain. He returned on December 23rd against Phoenix, coming off the bench in a minute restriction. Looked fine. Scored 17 points in 22 minutes. 2 days later, Christmas Day against Houston, everything fell apart. Reeves started without a minute's limit, scored 12 points in the first half, and then didn't come back out. The next day, an MRI revealed the worst possible news. Grade 2, gastrocnemius strain, out at least 4 weeks, reevaluation in late January. The timing couldn't be worse. The Lakers have 16 games in January, 10 of them are on the road. They'll face San Antonio, Denver, Dallas, Cleveland, all without their most reliable secondary creator. This is the stretch that could define their season, and they're walking into it shorthanded. Marcus Smart slides into the starting lineup, and defensively, that's actually an upgrade. Smart brings toughness, communication, and perimeter pressure the Lakers have lacked. But offensively, he's shooting 39% from the field, and 24% from 3. The scoring and playmaking Reeves provided simply cannot be replaced. Without Reeves, the Lakers don't just lose 26 points a night. They lose the player who took pressure off Luka, the player who could run the offense when LeBron rested, the player who made this whole thing work. Now that weight falls entirely on a 26-year-old carrying a historic load and a 41-year-old managing his body through a 23rd season. That's not sustainable, and everyone in that locker room knows it. So where does this leave the Lakers? Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Let's be honest about what we're looking at here. The Lakers have real problems, but they also have a ceiling that almost no team in the West can match. Start with the problems. Defensively, this team is a disaster. They rank 22nd in defensive rating at 118.4 points allowed per 100 possessions. Bottom 8 in the league. Opponents are carving them up on the perimeter, in transition, everywhere. J.J. Redick said it himself after the Christmas Day loss. The issues are defensive clarity, role clarity, and offensive organization. When your head coach is calling out 3 fundamental breakdowns at once, you know things aren't right. Consistency has been non-existent. The Lakers have used 17 different starting lineups in 32 games. 17. How do you build chemistry when you're constantly shuffling bodies? How do you establish an identity when the rotation changes every week? The injury list tells the story. Reeves is out at least a month. Rui Hachimura has been dealing with calf soreness. Jared Vanderbilt is nursing leg issues. Gabe Vincent has been sidelined with back problems. Adu Thiero is out with an MCL strain. This team hasn't been healthy for a single extended stretch all season. December exposed all of it. A 5-7 record. 4 losses in 5 games. The slide was coming, and now it's here. But here's the other side. When healthy, this team is elite offensively. They rank 7th in offensive rating at 118.2 points per 100 possessions. When Luka and Reeves share the floor, those numbers jump even higher. 119.2 offensive rating with a 106.8 defensive rating. That's a championship-level 2-man combination. DeAndre Ayton has quietly been excellent. He's averaging 14.3 points and 8.5 rebounds, while shooting an absurd 70.3% from the field. The Lakers haven't had a real interior presence in years, and Ayton is providing exactly that. Rim protection, rebounding, and efficient scoring around the basket. Marcus Smart isn't going to replace Reeves offensively, but he brings something this team desperately needs: defensive intensity and vocal leadership. When Smart is locked in, he changes the energy on that end. So where does that leave us? The key questions are simple. Can they survive January without Reeves? Can LeBron find his rhythm in a reduced role? Can J.J. Redick instill any defensive discipline before the hole gets too deep? And will Rob Pelinka make moves before the February 5th trade deadline to shore up this roster? The answers will determine everything. This team has the highest ceiling in the West. Luka, LeBron, and a healthy supporting cast can beat anyone in a 7-game series. But right now, they're nowhere near that ceiling. They're scrambling, adjusting, surviving. The next month will tell us which version of the Lakers we're actually getting. So what does this all mean? I said at the start, this isn't the team everyone expected. And that's true, but maybe not in the way you think. This isn't a team cruising to dominance. This is a team being forged through adversity. LeBron learning a new role, Luka carrying a historic load, a supporting cast being tested by injuries, a first-year head coach trying to hold it all together. This isn't the same Lakers anymore. They're messier, more vulnerable, but with Luka playing like an MVP and LeBron still capable of magic, they might be more dangerous than anyone realizes. So how far can they go? Drop your predictions in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe. Hoop County out.